Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Inside Movies Galore. I know you were just on with me not too long ago, as I interviewed an actor who played in The Wheel last time. But I'm back here with Sam Salerno, who directed The Dark Side of the Womb. Last time, my audio on the show was terrible. So I decided to do a re-interview. So thank you for coming back on and dealing with my crazy ass. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Not too bad. So, when did you come up with the idea for Dark Side of the Womb? And why don't you tell us a little bit about where you're from?
Oh, where I'm from?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually from LA. Not like maybe about 30 minutes south of LA, a town called Palos Verdes. And I actually came up with the idea for Dark Side of the Moon when I was in high school. Um, Me and my friends were going to make a film, and I just like kind of jokingly just said the concept, and then they thought it was funny. But then a few years later, when I was in college, like I had to make my like junior thesis film, so I made the short film version, and then I just liked it, so I adapted into the feature length version last year.
Cool. And
Yeah.
what is the film about? Just a little bit. And how did you go about and find the cast for your film?
Oh well, yeah, it was about like a dwarf or a little person or whatever the correct term is right now, who marries like big woman, and then she's really big, and then she gets murdered, so he cuts her open and climbs in, and then she like births him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
how what was your budget on the film? Did you want to tell us a little bit about that? Was it kind of low or
Yeah, it was like a little over 3,000, I think.
okay?
Which I got from an Indiegogo, and some friends gave me some money, and then my parents and my grandma gave me some money for it. So I was able to raise, yeah, a little over 3,000 and made it on that.
Nice. Well, that's not actually too bad to go off on a film on. So,
Yeah.
how do you think the finished project turned out? Were you relatively surprised with how much you were able to do?
Yeah, I came out like I was pretty much able to do everything I wanted to do, and there's not really much that I would, go back and change. And I like to think that it doesn't really look like as low budget as it was really. Like it doesn't look super high budget, but like I think like yeah, overall I could definitely like I'm proud of it. It came out better than I thought it would. So,
Okay. How many days did you shoot the film in?
I think we had 6 consecutive days where we did the bulk of it, and then there's just a couple little minor things we did like a few months later. But really, just 6 days of pretty much the whole day. Like it's 6 crazy days in a row.
Okay. And how many cast was in your how many cast and crew were you working with?
I think our cast was maybe 15 to 20 people. Like, I mean, I acted in it. Our DP was in the scene. Our other producer, but we had actors too. We played some of the smaller parts, but our crew was me as writer, director, producer. I had a second producer. I had a cinematographer, and then I had two other guys that were just kind of there some days helping out,
Okay.
like PAing and stuff.
Cool. So do you
And a
have
third
any
person, a third PA section.
do you have any
Forgot
plans?
about one of our PAs.
Ah, so who might have been your main characters played by? Did you want to mention them at all?
Yeah, we had Wee Matt from the Venice Beach Freak Show played Ed the dwarf, and then we had Faye Little and Josh Connor were kind of the other two for his wife, and then the killer clown character. Those were kind of the three main characters.
Okay. And do you have any plans for distribution anytime in the future, or is there anything that you'd like to tell the audience about? Uh, where you might be able to eventually find the film, or is there still a way we can get a hold of the film?
Yeah, it's well, because it's available for streaming for free on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you can just watch it, and if you have a regular Amazon account, I think there's like ads before the movie, but it's not too bad. So it's free either way. And then I have DVDs on the Kunaki page, but I'm not sure how much longer that's going to be up because I think either in late February or early March, Underground Gore Lectors is going to do like a limited DVD release.
Cool. And from what I understand, Underground
Yeah.
Gore Electors is like this really cool, like VHS style DVD that is kind of right up the film's alley.
Yeah, they have really cool like art, like the box and stuff. So.
Alrighty. So, from what I understand, you've got another or Indiegogo campaign going on. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I'm uh when I raised the money the last time, that was a little over. It was about a year and a half ago. So now I'm trying to raise money for my next one, but it's hard because I had to kind of beg a lot of people for money the last time, and it's even harder doing it the second time. Trying to get because they just gave me money like a year and a half ago. So I've only raised $25 so far. So I'm putting the money that I've earned from the Amazon streaming towards the movie,
Well, that's at least
but
cool
I'm
that
still trying to get some more.
some money coming in from the streaming itself. I mean, I know it's not a lot, but at least it's a little
Yeah, I
bit.
have maybe 400 from that.
That's not bad to start out with, especially if you can come up with something that someone who can compare with that price. Like if you put like 500 into the film and someone else put 500, you can make something, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But so why don't you tell us a little bit about the project? Do you have any details about what you would tell the vampire film?
Yeah, it's a kind of a vampire film. It's kind of like it's somewhat similar to Dark Side of the Moon in a sense that there's like just kind of horror and comedy kind of mixed in. Um, One thing I learned last time is it's hard if you have the main characters to get them all at the same time. Get them all together and free on the same day. So I
Hmm.
tried to kind of do is get a couple different stories going, and then they kind of come together in the end. So I kind of wrote each story not knowing how they're going to come together.
Oh, so kind of like a trick or treat kind of thing, you know,
Yeah, a
like
little bit like that.
okay,
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, and then they kind of come together in the end. But so I have kind of three stories. One is a vampire story. The one is about these two kids that find a severed body part in the woods and do some things with it. And then the third one is about a crazy like dwarf murderer with superpowers who will be played by Wee Matt.
okay. So we met.
He's kind of the more comedic one of the three.
Gotcha. So you'll have some returning actors in there as well. Then.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how many, like, because there was one dark side actor I wanted to get in, but he wasn't able to, and I wanted to get Faye back. I'm not sure if she'll be able to, but the two that I have pretty much confirmed are Wee Matt and then the guy who played Art Roberts, who played Dr. Necropolis in the last film.
Oh, okay. Cool.
He's playing like a sort of demon type character, so that'll be pretty funny, I think.
That would definitely probably be up his alley. I can see that. So,
Yeah.
well, did you have anything else that you'd like to say about your future project that you'd like the public to know?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I think one thing is like, uh, yeah, it's just like a little bit similar to the last film. I'm trying to get a little bit more serious and a little like the balance between comedic stuff and the more serious stuff. I'd say this one's a little bit more serious than the last one, but there's still, ridiculous comedy in there too, and a lot of gore, and probably maybe gorier than the last one.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate you coming back on. Thank you for being patient with me as I'm learning this process, and definitely have better audio this time. So thank you for coming back on and sharing about what your newer project is all about. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if you can. Now, even if you don't make enough money, are you still going to try?
Yeah, I think I'll still be able to make it regardless, but it just won't be like I don't need like a ton of money to make it, but just anything to help make it a little bit better.
I hear you on that. And that's all that.
Like I'll definitely make something.
Mhm.
I might not be able to do everything I want to, but I'll at least get something made.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's Sam Salerno. He's definitely got some interesting things, hopefully, to come out. Definitely help him out if you can. He had a super crazy film the first time around. So please check out his work. You can still find his stuff on kudakai.com. At least up until February and March, he said. And thanks for listening. Tune in tonight later on, where I'll be discussing with the Inside Movies Galore crew the movie Poltergeist from 1982. So definitely stay tuned. I'll definitely have some more crazy directors that will be interviewed on this show. Next week, I have some surprise guests. I suppose I can say the first one. Andrew Jones from the UK. So definitely tune in for that at 6 p.m. next Monday evening. So my name is Tim Stratton. I am your host for Inside Movies Galore. Definitely check out the channel, subscribe, share as you can, and please check out Sam Salerno, people. Have a good evening. Sam, why don't you say have a good evening?
So yeah, I hope everyone listening has a good evening too.
Alrighty.